Okay, so today I have a very cool lock to show you. This is a ASSA d12. What is so interesting about the d12 is first just look at this keyway. You have a 90-degree angles here, so it makes it very hard to fit a tool to leave those pins there. So you need the thinnest pick you can find, and very long too, to be able to bend around that 90-degree angle. Also, this particular d12 is a d12 level 2, which means if you look at that key, you have some bitting down here as well as up there. And what that means is that there is actually a pin that sits very low. It's actually very long, and the bottom of the pin sits right here. So I cannot really show you, but yes, there is a pin right there down the keyway, and you have the other 5 first pins that are above, like any other lock. And if you look also closely at that bitting, you can see a lot of teeth in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But actually there are only 6 pins. It's just that the tip of the pins look like shark teeth. You have 2. The pins are, let's say my 2 fingers are 1 pin. You have pins that are like this, pins that are like this, and pins that are like this. Does make sense? But basically it allows to have master keying without having any wafer pins. It's a very cool lock, cool concept. Alright, so let's stop talking, let's put it on the vise and let's start picking. Okay, we are set up. And we can start picking. So, medium light tension, and just start to poke around. So as I said at the start of the video, the biggest difficulty with this lock is dealing with the warding. In itself, barrel, spools and countermilling are not really a problem, but when the pins get very difficult to access and very difficult to push very high, it becomes difficult, as you can imagine. Also, the fact that we use a very thin pick, well, the feedback is not very good with it. Alright, so let's check the long pin. I think I set it. Just gonna check again. Be sure. Okay. I think it's set now. Let's go back to the top pins. Nice click from pin 2. So the key to opening this lock is already to use light tension, otherwise the barrels will bind very hard on the countermilling, and just you cannot push too hard, otherwise you will overset. So yeah. You have to go back to all the pins several times to make sure they are set, because sometimes the barrels may drop a little bit. It's very annoying. So it's definitely a very secure medium-low security lock. Well, it's a SCD, so that means it has dual protection. So yeah, it's kind of high security, but since it has no secondary locking mechanism, it's not really considered high security. All right. So we should be close to get an open now. Just need to find the pins that hung up on the countermilling. Trying to get them out of there. Right. I'm pretty sure we just have to pick the pins on the back. They are very high cut, difficult to access. It's difficult to tell if they are set or not, so it's pretty darn annoying. And there we go. Yoo-hoo! Yes. Great. All right, let's lock it back up and let's get it. Where is my getting tools? Shit, they are not right here. Okay, in this case, I'm just gonna first. Shit. A sec. I'm going to put it down. There we go. There's a small screw here on the back. As you can see, we have some barrel spools here. Okay. Now can remove this safely. Okay. Crisis averted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This goes there. Okay. So let's zoom in so we can see it a bit better. What's inside? Tweezers. Okay. So sorry for that. So pin number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so now let's go to the interesting part. First, the plug. As you can see, there is a little bit of countermilling here in the holes. Okay, and this countermilling will catch with the barrel spools there. So if you put it a bit too much tension, the barrel will kind of get stuck here. So you need to go easy on them. But it's not the countermilling is not as deep as on some of the ASSA twins up there. Okay, so again keyway. And if you look under here, you can see 2 holes, and those holes are meant to accept this kind of pin. So those are the so-called long pins, and so that part here lays down here, if I can get that right. No, I can. There you go. So the key, that part here, will interact with the bitting down here. Come on. All right. Put it here. There we go. See? And the pin is that shape to accommodate the key here. So now, oops, as you can see, you can, the bitting down here can just safely, the pin can safely get lifted by the bitting of the key down here, and that part here just, it's cut in half. So just Christ, I cannot find my word, but yeah, you see how it works. Shit, I really need to work on my English, guys, because very hard time to describe stuff. All right, one last thing. Cannot zoom anymore. You have little like wings here on each pins, and that's to prevent them to rotate in the plug, because as you saw, each pins has kind of 2 teeth, and depending on if it's, for example, that way or that way, the pin will be lifted a different amount. So it's a great way to have a master keying without master wafers. And this pins adds another layer of protection, because basically on position 5 and 6 you can have those pins, but you can also have normal pins here. So yeah, that's a very, very cool lock. I wish I could tell you a little bit more about them, but I haven't really done any research. But there is a tool article about it. You can find it online if you check ASSA d12. So yeah. Oh, by the way, that core also has a sidebar groove. There you go. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.